Hi. So, I decided that I better post this weight loss video before I get socked in the face. Which reminds me, if I hear from one of you girls again that you see me and didn't come say hi to me, I will personally send you hate mail every single day for the rest of your life. Okay? These tips are not including workout or anything like that. So, but I expect that you will kind of just know that you will lose more weight if you work out. Then I recommend you walking 2 miles a day. If you don't walk 2 miles a day, walk 2 miles every other day, whatever. But you need to get some type of exercise, especially if you're older, because when you're older, you don't lose weight as fast. Of course, let me first put my little disclaimer out there. This is dieting tips that I do to get my body the way that I want it. So I'm not a professional. I don't do this for a living. And I'm not telling you how you should lose weight because everybody's body's different. You know, we don't share the same DNA, unfortunately. And not only that, but we might have different goals. So if you have goals to look like Janet Jackson, that's not what I want. I don't like a lot of muscle personally for my body, but it might look good on you. You know, if you want goals to have your knees spark every time they touch each other, you know, that's not me either. I don't want that either. Me personally, I like to have a little bit of fat. I think that I think it's just more womanly. I don't know. I just kind of like fat. Here's my problem, okay? My arms, hands down, have always been my problem. I've never really had too much of an issue with you know, my waist, but my arms and I think my thighs have always been like one thing that I've always been kind of like touchy about. So I just realized that I have to stay a certain under a certain weight in order for me to not feel like I have fat arms that day, you know. And that's what I'm talking about. Everybody's different when it comes to their own personal goal because I don't know what your guys' goal is, so I don't really know exactly what to tell you. So you need to really figure that out on your own, okay? But these tips are just tips to help you with whatever goal you do have. Okay. If you're not motivated, you might as well just stop watching me. I don't think that not feeling good about yourself is enough for a lot of girls. And I think why I stress, you know, motivation so much is because I don't feel like anything is possible if you don't genuinely put your mind to it. I remember, what was it, my junior year, I was like 16 or 17, and I had to be homeschooled for 1 year for being too good of a student, and I remember gaining like 20 pounds. And I guess part of me, it was hard for me, I guess, to be motivated because I didn't get to see them with any of my friends. But then when I would see them, I would like not want to leave my house because I felt fat. You know what I mean? So it was like one of those things, it was hard for me, I guess, to get motivated. And I understand what it's like to not be motivated because you feel like, well, who do I have to impress or whatever. But what happens when you do? Always stay comfortable with yourself just in case anything ever happens. You never want to feel like you don't want to leave your house because you don't feel pretty or whatnot. So I just recommend you going ahead and doing this, okay? That's the beauty of being a girl. So I will say that another reason is because I don't like wasting my time. You know, so if someone asks me to tell me every single thing that I do when I'm dieting, and then I sit there and I tell them for 20 minutes, you know, 5 minutes later, they, you know, order, you know, 3 extra large pizzas and eat them like Tic Tacs, you know, it kind of makes me feel like I wasted my time. And I'm kind of like, why did you even ask me? And out of every single girl that's asked me, one girl, literally one girl, she knows who she is also, one girl has actually been motivated enough to stop everything bad that she was doing and really lose 50 pounds in like 6 months. I swear, she looks like a completely different person now. Confusing thirst for hunger. That's one thing I definitely don't do. If any of you know me, you know that I'm always thirsty. I always want juice. I always want Jamba Juice. I always want yogurt. I always want cold stuff. I always want like liquids or frozen stuff all the time because I've trained my body to be thirsty instead of hungry. And that's literally like a common issue. It's like a known fact that everybody thinks that they're hungry when they're actually really thirsty or dehydrated. Whenever I do have a meal, if it's breakfast time, I will have a bottle of water before breakfast. I'll wait 10 minutes and then I'll eat breakfast. Same thing with lunchtime. I have a bottle of water before lunchtime. Then I eat my lunch and then I have more water. I really make sure that I am drinking a lot of liquids all throughout the day, whether I'm eating or not eating, because it really cuts back the amount of calories that you intake or how hungry that you are during the day. If you think about dishes and if you think about washing a plate full of food down the drain with only a cup of water, it's just like, it's not going to get you very far, So think about that when you think about your body. Your body is asking for way more than that to do its job, and if you're not giving it to them, then your body's going to be like, well, then I'm not going to do my job. I would rather have my body do its job, so instead of dealing with that, so I go ahead and give it what it wants. How much do you weigh? You divide that by half, okay, and whatever number you get, put ounces on the end of that, and that's how many ounces a day you should be drinking every day. This is 20 ounces, okay? So if you weigh 100 pounds, then that means that you need 50 ounces a day, and if you weigh 100 pounds, I really hope that you're not watching this video right now. I really hate when people say they hate water. How could you hate water? Carry around a water bottle. I prefer that you go and buy a plastic one, dishwasher safe, so we can be environmentally friendly. If I have a water bottle in my hand, I'm always drinking water. If I don't have a water bottle in my hand, I'm not going to drink it. I just noticed that if it's not coming out of a bottle, I don't want to drink. I don't get the same effect of drinking water out of a cup for some reason. I definitely recommend a bottle. It's just like a mental thing, I think. Number 2, think about getting like an Alhambra machine in your house. It's cold water, it's always there. And honestly, to get an Alhambra machine is not that expensive. It's only like $20 a month or whatnot. Or I don't know. That's just what the guy told me. Maybe he's lying. Our bodies, our eyes, our muscles, everything is like made basically of water and protein. You'll notice also that your joints will feel better. Eyes, your hair, like your skin will look so much better when you're done dieting because of all the water and all the good food you're eating. You just come out like a completely different person. Get a water bottle. Having times on my meals, I guess, helps me because I think it just regulates how much that I do take in, and it also makes me care more about what goes in because I know, like, okay, this is my meal time. What am I gonna have? If I'm just snacking all day long, like, I'll gain weight, and that's just my body. I don't know about you guys, but that's just how my body works. I like to put a time limit on everything. 9 o'clock rolls around, time for breakfast. Okay, if I'm not hungry, whatever. Okay, same thing with lunch. It's time for me to eat. Usually I'm hungry by lunch though. 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, that's dinner. After that, I don't eat. I will not eat past 5 o'clock if I'm dieting. And back to meals, I cut everything in half. If I am really hungry, I'm like, "Urgh." When I get hungry, like, you gotta watch out. Because when I'm hungry, I want everything. I'm gonna put one piece of bread here. I'm gonna put hella meat on top of it. Lettuce, tomatoes, another piece of bread on top of that. I'm gonna put lettuce, tomatoes, meat on top of that. Like, I want to pile a sandwich like this high. So, what I do is, I make my food, I separate it in half, drink my bottle of water, I eat half of the food, more water when I'm done with that half, okay? I'll wait a little bit. If I'm still hungry, I'll go ahead and I'll eat the second half. If I'm not really that hungry, I'll just go ahead and put it away, and I might have that for dinner or tomorrow for lunch. I attempt to cut everything in half first, because whenever I'm going into dieting, I always go into dieting with a big appetite, but I always come out with like a really little appetite. If you're dieting and you're still drinking soda, just go ahead and turn off your computer right now. You got to get rid of that. I'm talking ASAP too. I don't drink soda. I probably have a soda once every 6 months. And usually it's by force. Coffee. I can't drink coffee. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't drink it because when I drink coffee, I noticed that I'm hungry at night. I mean, if you're like me, I usually have like 10 cups of sugar with my coffee. If you do just want something other then, you know, water during the day, that's fine. Just make sure it's like healthy and like organic or something. Yeah, it's expensive. If it's too expensive, you can't afford it, to drink water. I get mad. You see that? Flour turns me into a blimp. So I run from anything made with flour. Like, you will not see me eating unless I am like cheating or I'm just like, fuck it. Ooh. Okay. Normally though, run from flour. Like, I don't eat rice. I don't eat white bread. Before you start dieting, I do recommend having a calendar. I recommend logging how you did that day. You know, I used to use a number system. I would get a number at the end of the day. I would judge myself, okay, and I'm very hard on myself. So I would put a calendar together, and at the end of the month, it needs to add up to at least, you know, 70. It depends on how I'm feeling, okay? But I would do like around 70 or 80, okay? And how that worked was every single day, it had to be, if I did really bad, I would get a 1. If I did good, then it would be a 2. If I did like really good, I would get a 3. At the end of the month, I would add them all together, and I need to have at least, you know, 70. If I don't, like, I messed up. Okay, and I would never just like give myself a 3 when I did like horrible. I don't know why anybody else would. That's so weird. Measure yourself. Don't weigh yourself. I would measure yourself before you start dieting because inches come off way faster. I actually knew a girl who actually was working out and dieting and gained weight but lost like inches. So go ahead and buy a flimsy tape measure. It's like $2 at freaking the, you know, material store. Eating out of boredom. One of the things for me is if I'm really, really bored and I want to eat, I will go do something that has to do with the way that I look, okay? Weird. Let me explain. If I'm hungry and I just can't, I'm craving something, like it's like one of those things, I will pull out my whole entire nail kit and I will start painting my nail. I'll take off all my nail polish and I'll be super into it, like pulled in until I'm like tired. You need to take your brain from thinking about food to thinking about something that makes you feel good about yourself. You know, like your nails being done, your makeup or whatnot. Like, really keep your mind busy, you know, and that has to do with your goal. It has to do with like the way you feel about yourself. So yeah, you choose your date that you want to start and go ahead and really do your research. Like food that's high in fiber, food that, you know, can hold your appetite. Apples, look up apples. Apples are really, really, really good for weight loss. Spinach. Just like really go and research it on your own. To me, dieting is different than watching what I eat. I always watch what I eat. That's just a lifestyle thing, you know, always. But dieting is when like I'm going hard. It pays off at the very end, okay? And you will be way happier. That's pretty much all that I can think of right now. And if I missed anything, I'll go ahead and I'll put it either on my blog site or I'll put it on my blog site if I did miss anything. So, gosh, I hope I didn't talk. I hope I didn't talk too much. Did you guys notice how fast I can talk? I talk way faster than that too. You should see how me and Brittany talk together. Me and Brittany talk like a mile a minute. People are like, "What language was that?" I'm like, "Girl, that ain't no type of language." Okay, so feel free to post a video response. I like getting video responses from you girls. I really like interacting with you girls. So do that. And I hope you guys like the video.